Hey, what's going on, everyone? Alex here with TG Canoes and Kayaks, San Marcos, Texas. Today, I got with us Eric Silerio, also known as Hooked Off the Grid. How you been, Eric?
Good, man. Good, good. Been busy. As you guys know, we
Yep.
just had a baby girl, so I'm super excited about that. Got two boys, and luckily she is a little over a month now, and I'm finally back on the water.
Awesome. Yeah, Eric's a very busy family man,
Yes.
but he's also an avid kayaker and fisherman. So I got a few questions for him today. So why don't you start off and just kind of let us know how'd you get into kayaking?
Kayaking. So when I was a senior in high school back in '04, golly, I'm dating myself, man. That's a long time ago. I got invited to go float the Llano River I grew up in Mason, and a buddy of mine, avid kayaker, he'd been doing it for years. He said, "Why don't you come with me? We're gonna float from James River out to the 87 bridge." I was like, "Okay, sounds awesome." So he got me into a sit-in. The kayak was probably what felt like 4 foot long, but those cheap little ones. And my very first time, I sat in it and flipped, got rolled it over, sat in it and flipped, and lost gear. And I said I would never kayak again. Well, here we are. That's how the addiction started.
Okay, so the next question after that would be, do you remember after that experience, what was the first kayak you actually purchased?
I got it at a academy, and it was a Heritage Angler. It's
Oh,
a
Heritage,
Heritage
yeah.
Angler 12 footer, and my dad helped me buy that one.
No, that's very cool. So you do a lot of fishing, and you really like smaller bodies of water, rivers and stuff like that. So
Love
do
them.
you have a river that is your go-to, or that you just frequent?
So my favorite river is probably, I'd say, the Guadalupe. I live in Kerrville, and the river up there is gorgeous. Depending on what part, it offers so many different things. You've
Yep.
got cliffs, bluffs, to just high mountains, beautiful scenery. I've been on that river where you can have a 30 to 40 fish a day, just numbers wise, and then sometimes you're just out there enjoying the scenery and getting skunked and still having a blast.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say the Guad. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, the Guad's definitely on our list. It's just you go out west in the hill country. It's just it just varies on the beauty
Yeah.
and the water type. You can get big old class twos and class threes, but it's a joy to be out there for
And
sure.
then the clear water at that. That was the
Oh yeah.
first time I forgot how clear it is. It's amazing.
Yes.
An amazing river.
So what about some of the bass? You have what are your favorite catches? What's your biggest number? Throw some of those out to us.
So my biggest bass is just a hair shy of 8 pounds. It was 7.14 ounces, zero point zero 0.02 of 8 pounds. So close.
Just missed the mark.
Yeah. But obviously, largemouth bass are my favorite. I love catching those. But my second favorite would probably be smallmouth bass.
Yeah.
On those, size doesn't matter to me. God, they're beautiful fish. I love catching smallmouth.
So do you have a go-to bait? I know you're big into swim baits.
Yeah.
Is there one or two that you've just fallen in love with, or that you'd recommend to people if they can get their hands on
Oh man, can't give away my secret
it?
weapons.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So my go-to bait, if I had to choose two, would probably be obviously a jig. If you know me, I love the jig. As much as I'm into swim bait fishing, I still have the jig with
Okay.
me all the time. Works year round, whether it's summer, winter. I mean, you name it, it works year round. And then my second bait would probably be, if I had to have one swim bait, a Buka bull shad, a 5 to 6 inch Buka bull shad in bone. Had to be bone
Well,
color.
and what do you throw that on for a rod typically?
So my favorite rod is a Dobbins Fury, a 1 to 5 ounce. It's 7 foot 9, which to me is perfect for a kayak. It's not too long and it's not too short. My experience with shorter rods is that you don't get any flex, so it's hard to be accurate with it. And then I've got an 8 foot that, to me, it's almost too long, where you start running into branches, and even when you have them tucked in, they just catch on. 7 foot 9 is a sweet spot. And if you're looking at spending a lot of money on a swim bait rod, doing rivers, I wouldn't recommend it. I love the Fury because it's just a, I mean, it's still expensive. It's 129, but it's affordable, and if you break it, they'll replace it for $70. So
There you go. Some good value there.
yeah.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for coming and hanging out, Eric.
Oh yeah, man.
Check y'all later.
Thank y'all for having me.